Now, the other thing that you've got to transform, and this is really for both of you, is this over-emotional need to want to help people. Right? Mm-hmm. And that's what probably everybody in this room has to begin to overcome. Now, I want to make sure you're hearing me. I'm not saying that you're not going to help people. I'm not saying that at all. Once you've gone through what you need to go through and you start a business that's going to help people, it isn't about you anymore. Right? That desire, that need to want to help people and say, well, I don't really care about the money and this and that and the other thing's not important to me, that's all bullshit. That's coming from a wounded side of yourself. Nobody said that you're supposed to be a martyr. Nobody said that you were supposed to live in ways where you're sacrificing so that other people can have things, but not you. That's not true at all. But when you go into business, your mind really has to begin to shift from the over-emotional, sympathetic, compassionate side to how can I bridge the gap between what I have to offer and the group of people. Obviously, your product or service is going to help people. That's why you've created it. That's why you're selling it and putting it out there to the world. That's totally a given. Now you've got to focus on, how do I do that? How does that happen? What are the principles in which that will actually work? And begin to give up the idea of how I wish it would work. Because that will totally kill you. So many people are walking around thinking that some wonderful magic thing is going to take place, and the gates of heaven are going to open. Peter's going to come down, and wave the wand and say, here's all the land for you. All of these people you are here to help, and they're just going to beat a path to your door and want everything that you have and give you money, and you should never have to want for anything again. That's a great story, okay? And the truth is that you can have that, but not by magic, but by following very specific principles that allow that to work. Nobody's in this room by magic. We weren't sitting around back at my house casting spells, Very specific principles put people in a room. Very specific principles cause people to buy. And very specific principles will cause you to transform into the individual that will allow the millions within to really come out. And you really don't want for anything again. You really don't. Because you realize that you're the cause. That you're the cause. Here's something that's pretty interesting, right? And you have to really think about this. You just have to let it sink into your mind. You've got to play with it a little bit. Isn't it interesting that everything that you experience in your life, you're right in the middle of? And we say, well, all this stuff is happening to me, right? But everywhere you go, you're in the damn middle of it. Thomas Troward said a long time ago that you are a center of divine operation. A center, right? Now I want you to think about this for a moment like in terms of the universe. The universe is infinite, right? It becomes difficult to wrap your mind around the idea of infinite. But, there's not just one infinite. There's more than one infinite. Infinite can actually layer. There's actually infinite inside of infinite that is surrounded by infinite. And Troward said, take the universe and mark the center. So, well, how do you do that if it doesn't have edges? Because in order to mark the center of anything, you have to have edges. Only if you're working your way from the outside in do you have to have edges. And that's how most people view their life, from the outside in. Everything is out there happening to me. I'm a thing in a world of things. I'm not part of the whole. But when you realize, when you shift your perception and you come from the inside out, where's the center? You. You're the center. You say, well, that's kind of egotistical. No, it's not. You can't deny it. Everywhere you go, you're right in the middle of the problem. So what's actually creating it? What's really crazy is to think that there's all kinds of things going on around you that are just following you like a circle in your life, causing problems. That's crazy thinking. Powerful thinking is understanding in a humble way that you are the center, you are the creator. And when you get that, in that moment, you start to realize the potential for change. When I say realize the potential for change, I mean it's only potential because there is one piece that you have to bring into it that people resist and resist and resist and resist, and that is this. You have got to accept 100% responsibility for being the center of your own universe. Because if you don't accept responsibility for that, you don't have the power to change it. You can't. It's mathematically impossible. If I shift my power to you and blame you, I can't change. Because I need you to change in order for me to change. I don't know if that was good or bad. You know? And if we think that everybody else has to change, then all of you have to go to a psychiatrist for me to get better. Right? It's crazy. But that's how we're living our life.